Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, February 22nd. It is 10:18 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. The market is a little bit turbulent today. Bitcoin is doing all right, and some alts are really getting ready to do something. So we're going to take a quick look at everything and look at some news, and boom, we'll make this fast and powerful. So 5 reasons you need a gas mask. Definitely go over to bitcoindailyview.com if you want. Get yourself a gas mask. Just saying, we're in some crazy times right now. It might benefit you. Just something to think about it. And there's more for you there. Buy me a coffee, do stuff, join the Telegram group, all that good stuff. You might enjoy it. Indicators that I use. Most of those are linked at the bottom there. Now let's keep rocking. So looking at FinViz today, definitely the market's opened with a quick down, and now they're beginning to recover a little bit. Dow doing pretty good. Nasdaq and S&P 500. So right now, the Dow is at it's up 0.16, Nasdaq up 0.14, and the S&P 500 up 0.11. So really, this is not too bad. We're actually getting some upwards energons, and the day is still young. We got consumer defensive is looking good, and communications starting to turn green. So anyway, the market really a lot of turbulence. We'll see what happens, but it does look like the S&P 500 and the Dow and does look like the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 might close in the green today. It's possible. So let's see what happens. Definitely, they opened with quite the dump, and that definitely did affect Bitcoin for sure. Now, looking at the big stuff here, dollar strength index broken out of the descending channel. It's got another green candle today. It's above the 314 moving average. Dollar strength index definitely kind of trying to make a breakout of a long time downtrend, getting over important moving averages on the daily. The next challenge is the 200. That definitely will be some carnage in the market if it actually goes that far. We'll see what happens. Anyway, dollar strength index, if you like it, it's doing well today. Oil spot, US oil spot, definitely a red candle today. You can see it's just kind of ranging up and down recently. Red candle today, getting pushed down probably by the strong DXY. Look at the S&P 500, definitely some dumps. I mean, this is a daily chart. We broke above the 200 moving average, and that was, of course, an upwards channel. You know, it was doing quite well, like that, boom, boom, like that. And of course, it hit the 314 moving average on the daily, and bam, got smacked down. Kind of expecting either to recover now, or we might very well see the 200 moving average bounce. These candles are very interesting, these little green candles here, because it looks like basically they're not able to sell it down. There's definitely people pushing it back up. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, definitely a 314 daily rejection hardcore on the S&P 500, while the dollar strength index does make a strength a move above it. Bitcoin today, red candle, still above the 200 and 314. I'll take it. We'll see what happens. You can kind of see right here where Bitcoin is holding on to a previous support there. So let's see what happens. Kind of a logical bounce spot, and it looks like it very well might be getting ready to bounce. We'll take a closer look at that as we go along. Gold red candle today, and silver red candle today. Gold still above the important moving averages. Silver now below the 314, but not below the 200. So in general, DXY pumping, market in wrecked mode. Except I will say that things are turning around. It does look like, if I refresh this here, just make sure I have the latest data. Yeah, look at that. Dow up 0.26, Nasdaq up 0.26, and S&P 500 up 0.21. So definitely, we got a little bit of fight in the market today. And let me refresh this real quick. Yeah, Amazon back up. It's almost up 1.2%. And what's HD? Home Depot up 1.46. So definitely, we're getting a little bit of fight back in the S&P 500. So dollar strength index, take that. All right. Let me let my dog in real quick. Come on. No matter what, if she's in, she'll want out, or if she's out, she'll want in as soon as I start. So here we go. Looking at the crypto universe in squares, as you can see, mostly red. Got some green, of course. XRP, LTC doing all right. We'll take a closer look at these things as we cruise along to see what alts are actually making some action, and look at Bitcoin. Volume for Bitcoin explicitly is 12.3 billion today. that is quite a lot. So that's good. Good, nice, strong volume. Even though the market's going to dump him, it's a good, strong, nice volume. I like to see that. Look at the top 20 exchanges. All except L Bank, whoever that is in the green. Coin check, whatever that is. Anyway, most of the exchanges, the top 20, are in the green. I like seeing that. They're just getting in the green this morning, but they're definitely in the green. That's a good sign. Looking at derivatives on Binance, 57 billion, not bad, up 8% less 24 hours. So we definitely have some longs and shorts with leverage rocking along. That's a good thing to see. All right, looking at Bitcoin in the top 100 today, 23,655 is Bitcoin today. I dig that. Floki, this just started. Floki's moving again. Floki, what did Elon say about it? Stacks, STX. I believe that's because it was listed on a new exchange today is why it's cranking. But STX is looking good. And of course, Floki is looking good. We'll check out Stacks and Floki before we get out of here. Looking at longs versus shorts with leverage basically on Binance for Bitcoin, 61% long, 38% short. Definitely a massively long bias right now for Bitcoin. And of course, a long bias for Ethereum too, 62% long, 37% short. That's on Binance where all the sweet ass volume is. All right, now looking at Bitcoin today, 4-hour chart. So I'm kind of looking at it like this because this is how it rolls, okay? 4-hour chart. Recently, we did come down and we tested that 200 moving average. We got above it. We cranked pretty darn good. Bit of a retrace. Now we're going sideways. Well, kind of going sideways with a slight bit of dump. We have actually gotten above. If you look here, we did kind of do things that are logical. We got above the Keltner band, or we should say we got above it back here. But the top red Keltner band here, we touched it. We were brushing along, cruising sideways, tapping on it. Now, of course, we dumped. So here's the thing. If you look at the Keltner band, if you go back here in time, the 4-hour chart and the Keltner, when you burst above it, you're eventually going to come back down to it. When you get too far and underneath it, like here, you're going to get back in it. It's a good measurement. And the thing is, good tool. I like it. It's a worthwhile indicator. So basically, if you look here, we were up here in the Keltner band, top band, got rejected. We're not hitting the 200 moving average. We're still above that in the 4-hour chart. I like seeing that. Now we're back in the green. Most likely, we'll probably start to see a bit of a bounce. That would certainly make sense. We're in a good spot. Good 4-hour chart. Let's look at the indicators. I mean, really, this is kind of a natural retrace here. And actually, it's funny. It's actually kind of a bar pattern, isn't it? But I would expect more of a bounce off the 200. That I think the market's healthy enough for that. But if we look, you have your squeeze indicator just doing its natural wave, and now, it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of just matched that a little bit and eventually did a 200 bounce or something like that. So, for our chart to me is looking good. ADX on the way back up. Directional index still on the way down. We'll see what happens. So no big volume right now, even though we see volume. Like 12 billion. We're not seeing like huge volume spikes here on the 4-hour chart, but even one yellow bar is pretty darn good. So let's go here. Boom. And let's clean things up. And so this is a 45-minute chart. Definitely immediate price action is very, very useful. Once again, you can see this bar pattern playing out. It certainly makes sense. But here you can see, we lost 200. That kind of sucks. Are we going to find that 314 bounce and move back up? We have probably given enough back. If you look at the squeeze indicator, we're kind of, we'll see. Let's see. It would make sense. Got to get the directional index going in the right direction. So we'll see. These things are always hard to play. It's very hard to, guess the bottom. But I would say if we do look, you do have a spot here. Let me see if I can get this ray to work. I want the ray that I want, horizontal ray. So if you look right here, here's kind of a high that we had not long ago. So yeah, even if we went to like 23,300 or so, I still wouldn't be too worried. That just kind of looks like a bar pattern playing out, even though that would be between the 200 and the 314. That's a 45-minute chart for immediate price action. Truly, I would be watchful though. I'm somewhat hesitant. I don't really like the fact that we are below the 314 moving average. We kind of got to find out support there and move. If I was going to try to long, if I had I have confidence I'm going to long this thing, I'd probably put a long in right about now and just like this, but I'd have a tight stop it's either gonna like 2%. Like it's either gonna hold that, it's either gonna break above that 314 moving average or it's not. In fact, I'd probably wait till it actually breaks. Looks like it has support, then I'd get in. And you're looking at what, like about like a 3%, probably maxing out about what, 2%. You could probably put a limit order in and take profit because it'll probably find resistance at that 200. If it breaks above, great. You could always do a trailing take profit if you think that might happen. It very well may. Hard play right now. I'm just going to let it run and see what happens. Now, let's look at, with that ray in place there, let's look at an hourly chart because most of the world does look at hourly charts. Same thing here. Once again, one thing I like about this on the hourly chart is you can see very strong bar pattern, but also we're below the 200 moving average, but we're nowhere near the 314. And do note that that last recent kind of high that we had here, that's notable. A previous high, I guess you would say. I mean, it's right there in the 314 moving average on the hourly. So really, if we even went down and bounced there and came up, that would be pretty hot. I think you'd find a lot of limit orders waiting for it right there, in my opinion. So there you go. But right now, it looks like on the hourly chart, on the 45-minute chart, it looks like we're beginning to turn around. And that would make sense because the hourly, you might look at that and say, oh, it doesn't make sense why it's bouncing there. But look at the 45 and you will see it makes a lot of sense because there's a 45-minute 314 moving average. Let's look at a 15-minute chart. And how's that look? Directional next is beginning to give a little bit of a break there. We'll see what happens. Really, it's got to balance before it ultimately bounces. While we're sitting right here, let's look at Floki. Let's just rock it out because come on, you want to know, right? Floki is on Gate.io and KuCoin. So let's look at Floki on KuCoin. Bam! That thing took off. Definitely. Break above the 314 is a 15-minute chart. Let's look at a 45 for immediate price action. All right, so Floki, what you doing here? Where's the 200? Is this new? Maybe it just got put here on the on KuCoin. Is that new? That might explain its move. So I don't have any moving averages to really look at here. I'm looking at a 15. Is there enough for a 15? There we go, for a 15. So break above the 15, break above the 15. Cranked, retraced a little bit at the 314. I'm sorry, broke above the 200, found resistance on the 314. Broke above the 200, found resistance on the 314. Broke above, kept going, came down, kind of bounced off that 314. You almost might say with a wick, looking pretty good. That's a big push, big volume coming in on this 15-minute chart. If I was to guess, I'd say it's probably done with that run, in my opinion. But a little bit fib sequence right here. Well, it's making a .5 bounce. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is a lot of pushing recently. Not sure how excited I am to get in on this guy here. We'll see what happens. Definitely this 45-minute chart looks like it could very well continue. Big volume coming in. So exciting. I'm not going to get too jazzed about it though. STX is on Binance and KuCoin and CoinX, Gate.io, many exchanges you can play. I saw Bybit there. This is nice. I like what I'm seeing here. This guy's moving hard this morning. I'm going to be a little bit creative here, and I would say you could kind of do, maybe, is that a channel? No, that's not quite being honest. Let's try it like this. Let's take this, put it here. You could kind of say that's a channel, something like this, whatever. Anyway, this guy definitely is, you can see the directional index here is beginning to show you in a way kind of like bearish divergence. Big volume came in, pushed this thing around, bonk bonk bonk. It's retracing. I would not quite get excited about this one. I think it's probably done what it's going to do. But really, looking at it though, especially in the hourly chart, it's a little bit easier to see. If some big volume did come in for this guy, it was something I might consider doing is, if I was going to look a long position, I'd probably go to the bottom of this channel and do something like that. It's either going to keep that channel or not. I would do a buy when it hit it and started to bounce. And that is like, how many percent is that? That's like 45% if it got all the way up to the top again. And, myself, I'd probably put a trailing take profit in right around halfway which is like 22%. So, 5% deviation on a 20% take profit, that'd be pretty sweet. So I might watch this one and see if it continues today. All right. AGIX is one that I saw got some volume come in recently, but yeah, not doing too much. Seeing a lot of alts like this. Not too exciting. Might bounce. Sorry about that. AGIX, not too incredibly exciting. Look at my little Cayenne list here. Is there anybody who's kind of exciting that I've been watching? No, not really. ELF just starting to break zero. ELF, that's not nothing really happening there. Look at the legendary purple list here. I'll keep this somewhat secret. This is kind of our blockchain education list that we're working off of this week. Fizz BTC pushed. It's going to come back down. Anyway, it's a very nice one. Data versus BTC. That's nice. It pushed that top Keltner band. Indicators look good. This one might be, but you know what? It really needs to break above this previous high. Anyway, let's look at RVN. I like this one here, RVN versus BTC on the 4-hour chart. Once again, you're seeing this push off the 200 moving average. It looks good. It's in the top Keltner band. Indicators look really strong, but it's probably not going to go any further. Kind of have a hard day to find good plays, Let's see. Let's look at Shiba Inu because I just like it. Shiba Inu. No, it's trying to find. This one's kind of interesting. Shiba Inu on the 4-hour chart. It's trying to find, it's back here in the green Keltner band, and it's trying to find a bounce off that 200 moving average. And definitely, if that guy could, it's kind of all over the place. But, if it did bounce off the 200 moving average, we've got some upwards movement, and the indicators turn up, that could be a play on the 4-hour. Anyway, guys, sorry, just not a whole lot of really dang exciting charts to show you this morning. So let's look at some news. Biden meets with 9 NATO Eastern Flank leaders, vows U.S. defense. Interesting thing, they call them now like Eastern Flank against Ukraine, Russia kind of. The one thing is that, looking at this and listening to the rhetoric that was going on over there, they keep invoking, Article 5 is sacred. Well, Ukraine's not a NATO nation, and it's NATO nations that are funding. It's kind of like, anyway, if you have kids and you care about a future, I would, be aware of what's going on, because basically the vitriol at the what was it, where they just meet, it was like yesterday, was really, really, really extreme. It was a bit much. Anyway, you got here, summit bothering you both. Zelensky shares a very frosty meeting with Italian PM Meloni. It was kind of a fun meeting. I mean, she put up with it. She does kind of vow to help out Ukraine and all this, but you look, if you can see that, look at that look. She does not like him. It was kind of fun. So really, the NATO kind of alliance in many ways, and I think it's why Biden was actually there. He was in Poland, giving a speech, and it was pretty damn hardcore. Like I say, I care about the future. I love my country, but I'm not gonna just be blind about things. These characters, man, this was a friggin' frothing at the mouth. Let's go and destroy, balkanize a country. It was friggin' psycho. At least we have, even though some of you leaders are saying like, "Yay, I'm all about this," they don't really reflect it. And one thing that Biden was doing was talking about. We hold the fifth, whatever, the Article 5 sacred, like attack one, attack all. It's like coming from this dude who just very well, if you look at Seymour Hersh's article, actually he's live right now on London Real. Seymour Hersh is going to go deeper into how America and Norway blew up Nord Stream pipelines. Well, we attacked a NATO country. Of course, we're a NATO country. So what does that mean? Anyway, guys, if you care, if you watch these things, these psychos they're off the charts, man. They've decided they want World War III, and unless Providence stops them, they'll get it. I think it's funny why I like this one. We will protect every inch of NATO countries. Article 5 is sacred. The leader of the free world, Joe Biden. The only thing is that he's not attacking. The conflict is not with a NATO nation. But NATO nations are whatever. It's nutty. Why I wanted to show this is look at that forehead. He did fall down the stairs, didn't he? I don't know. But anyway, look at that. Look at that dent on his forehead, that bruise, if you see that. Anyway, tough old man. he fell down them stairs. I'm kind of looking at Bruce. I think he really did. And good on him for picking his ass up after that, because that was a pretty tough tumble. And then also the same thing going on over there in, what was it, Poland? China says ready to join forces with Russia to defend national interests as Putin confirms Z visit. Z's going to hang out with Putin. And this is quite a big deal, because basically the neocons of the West just don't understand that you're not in a conflict with Russia, and Ukraine is not a NATO nation, and ultimately you're fighting BRICS, the whole of it. Which, look at what's been happening with Belt and Roads and such like that. The Belt and Road Initiative by China, which just about all OPEC nations are in. Saudi Arabia is joining the BRICS. They don't quite get that they're fighting, they're fighting the rest of the world, so it's not working so well. So anyway, this has got the collective West very, very freaked out, because, China, and of course, who was it? I can't remember who it was. Oh, I forget the guy. One of the leaders was lecturing Z. I forget who it was, on how he should be good and stop doing what he's doing, and get in line with the NATO ideal and go after Russia. I'm not kissing the CCP's ass or Z. Neither one of them moves me whatsoever. But it's the BRICS, man, and like it or not, being part of the BRICS does civilize somewhat uncivilized nations, at least in their foreign policy. So it's a good thing. Anyway, trade stops wars more than bombs. Anyway, so this is very interesting. I think this guy, I forget his position over there. He's a big dude over there in China. He made a great statement recently. He says, basically the West is very happy to fight to the last Ukrainian, as they, were willing to fight to the last Afghani. Chinese foreign ministry. Basically, if one looks at all the subtitles here, he basically was saying that, like, we're not falling for this. This is empire building. This whole NATO proxy war. We have nailed our colors to the mast, and we're not. We know that basically, if you look at the Project for the New American Century and such like that, that really got prominence when George Bush the Stupid was president with Cheney. You see how China knows very well that Project for the New American Century, after they cross off Russia, it's China next. So China's like, nah, we'll since we got this nice sized posse here called the BRICS, we're not putting up with your crap. Anyway, so Seymour Hersh, Biden's blackout, how America and Norway blew up the Nord Stream pipelines. Well, I'm going to get off now and listen to this, because I want to see what Seymour Hersh has to say. I will share this in the live chat. I really do think this has a value if you care to check it out. Like I'm saying, if you have kids, if you care about the future of this world, then Seymour Hersh's article might very well be an essential piece towards a future, which is a lot like a Bitcoin truth seeker's future. Remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, you help do what kind of Seymour Hersh is doing. You put a stop to wars, and also, not to mention, gold-backed currencies, cryptocurrencies, all these beautiful things that are happening in the world. Well, you're a part of that. I thank you very much for being part of the peaceful revolution. Now I'm gonna go listen to Seymour Hersh. Take care.